Hey, when you get a chance, pull over. The pole on the right ramp is coming out.
Oh, great.
So,
Right for this corner,
okay. All right, bye. Sacramento being known as the city of trees, you get almost any species you could think of out here. And sadly, so many of them get cut down by, tree services, or like the city has tree services come and cut trees down. And a lot of them get cut into little pieces and hauled to the dump where they're burned or chipped or turned into mulch or cut into firewood. But we try to save as many as we can, by building reports with farmers and homeowners, landowners, and they call us when they need trees removed. And we just loaded one from our log yard that we cut down out of a field from one of our friends' fields. He needed it out so he could plant almonds. It was a little dicey getting it loaded with the lift we had, but we managed to get it loaded, and we're taking it back to cut it into slabs and picture them, put them on our website so someone can make furniture that lasts a lifetime with them.
Growing up in the city of trees, I was actually born in Auburn, California, which is 30 miles from here, and I've never lived any farther away than probably 30 miles from Sacramento area. I've always been out in the woods. Outdoors is what I love to do. So I love wood, working with wood and making stuff. So yeah, it's really probably influenced my life a lot. Just the ability to, in this area, there's so many different, diverse amount of trees that are out here in Sacramento area, in this whole valley, that absolutely, the job I had before Hunski was working for taking out walnut burls. And that's the Sacramento Valley is where 99% of walnut burls come from. So definitely this area has influenced what I do.
Working alongside my dad on a daily basis is, a dream come true, because he's my role model. He's the person I look up to. Taught me how to be a man, gives me wisdom, and just being able to work alongside him every day and see him every day and just bounce ideas off of him. There's no words for it to be able to do that. And going to work and working with your best friend, some people would be like, man, that'd be awful working with your dad or something, but to me, I wouldn't have any other way.
I look forward to going to work. I love doing this. This is what I love to do. I love working with my son. It's just awesome being able to give back. God blesses us and we're able to do things for other people, and it's like people that don't experience that don't understand what it means. It's more of a blessing to give than to receive. Well, when you do things for people, it's exciting to be able to do that. And I just love doing this.
In my opinion, it's the most beautiful wood in all the world. No other exotic wood, nothing compares to Claro walnut, Bastogne walnut, English walnut. There's no comparison. And we get to work with that on a daily basis, every day. So it's what I'm thinking about. It's just what I do.
But what led me to starting Hunski Hardwoods was actually Nick and I. after I quit doing the burl work, working for the burl company, we were going out and getting logs and just selling the logs. And Nick, he was actually up in Washington at the time, going to school for a different career. He said, "Dad, I can find you some customers, for your logs on up in Washington." So he did, and then so he and I started Hunski Hardwoods. That's how it happened. Over the last 25 years, I built a lot of friendships with farmers. And then when I stopped doing the walnut burls, they still call me for their wood. They want me, when the trees die every year, in a large orchard, they'll have trees that die, and they call me to come take them out for them. And then my son and I get to go, meet the farmers. And Nick's grown up, knowing a lot of these farmers since he was a little kid. Because when I was doing the walnut burls, I always take him to work with me when he wasn't in school. So he's known him since he was a little kid. And then, one of my favorite ones is the Metzler Ranch. And Hank Metzler started it. And his son, I've known him for probably 25 years. And now his son's taken over the ranch, and his father's passed away. But we still have wood from that orchard that his dad planted the trees, or it's actually his grandfather planted the trees. His dad, worked the ranch, and then his son's now, taking on, carrying on the tradition. And we have wood from all three of them that we take out and we, use and make stuff out of.
They call us, "Hey, we have this tree we need out, or these trees we need out." So we go over there, take the tree down, bring it back to our yard where our W1000 is, and our LX450, mill them to slabs or lumber, stack them, let them dry for 2 to 3 years, put them in the kiln, finish it off, and someone calls, "Hey, I want a table, one with a story or one with history." It's like, came to the right place, because we're the actual people that took the tree down, milled it. We know the farmer, so we actually know the history of the tree, know why it needed to come down. And they call us, and we pick a slab, pick a base, and get to work on building the table.
Nick and I personally, so far, every project we've done, unless it's a long way, we have to ship it somewhere, it has to cross the country, but every local project we've done, we've hand delivered. And that's one of the most, I don't know what you call it, but it's exciting times when you see the customer and they look at the finished product for the first time, and their eyes light up, and they're just, they can't believe what they're looking at compared to what they saw when they came over and picked out the slab. And they can't believe what it looks like when we're done with it. And they look it all over, and their mouths, they wide open. They can't believe it. They're in shock sometimes. It's just crazy. What I like most about being a woodworker is taking pieces of wood, whether it's a glue up or a solid slab or something like that, and just turning that, the way God created it, and taking it and making it something else, making it more beautiful, or accentuating the beauty that God put there to begin with. It's just really fulfilling to me to do that. Well, I don't ever see myself retiring because I love doing what I'm doing. It's not really work to me. But what I'd like to see is when Nick ever has children, his children doing what we're doing, working alongside of us. Bringing them to work, learning how to do what we do and carrying it on.
My dad and I are doing this because it's what God has called us to do. I thought I wanted to be in a different career at a certain point in my life, and that didn't happen. This is what we're supposed to be doing. This is how we're supposed to be living, and working in this industry, doing what we're doing, being different than any other company. Trying to set a standard, not just in our business, but everyday life that it could be modeled after. And it's why we do it, for the love of wood and just love what we do.
That's why we're doing Hunski Hardwoods.